Okay, hello and welcome. Wow, can we focus on try and get some focus on the layout, guys? That would be grand. Let's just put my hand in front of the. Whatever. Let's get trains running. And hello, Anthony. How are you? So, yes, just a quick test stream to. Well, we'll see how long it goes for. Can't be any later than 6:30. But the quality it is, that might be more than enough. So we have D51-200 and the freight train, and then we have SL Hitayoshi on the inner line with its excursion service. It's the 8620 class that was in the previous videos that have been uploaded recently. Okay, yeah, do my best. That's all I can really say, I suppose, as such. Do my best. Still trying to find out, or waiting for them to give the explanation as to why I was underpaid. But yeah. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of everything sooner than later, because it's dragging on. Hello, Daz. How are you, sir? Welcome. So hopefully the audio is okay. I've actually, unlike that awful video where I was doing the micro race look at, I'm using the headset microphone, so I hope the audio quality is somewhat better than it was on that one. So this is a bit of a test stream, just to see how things are. Now the delay in the camera quality, my using the headset and everything, we'll all be able to go away once we hit the magic number of 50, and I can then use my mobile to stream directly to YouTube. And it will change quite a lot there. But yes, just for now, I thought I wanted to make a start. Now I would have gone on later, but about the time I'd usually started, I actually have an appointment to keep, so I'll see next week whether we have to do another early one or whether it will be at sort of 8 o'clock-ish. But yes, I'm glad it's working anyway. I'm glad it's working. Not done one of these before for a while, as many of you know. But no, super suggestion on that. On the mascot idea, Anthony, about having the channel in the Japanese text with, or somewhere on it as well. But yes, plodding on late as usual. Hopefully things on to next week. Turn the microphone. Thank you. Yes. Sorry, I just did a quick sound check to make sure the audio was coming through all right. Yes. Thank you, Daz. Yes, I'm quite pleased with this one. I do. It shouldn't. It doesn't feel right to blow me own trumpet, as it were, but I do feel it is my best yet. It was hard to pick an angle for the camera. I sort of thought a bit where you can see the bridge in the background as well as the bridge in the foreground, and this is sort of the best thing I came up. Um, for things, it should look even better once it's on the full screen. I'm sorry, Daz. I've obviously missed some news there. Whatever's going on, I hope it improves and sharpish for you, sir. Um, but yes, I do feel this is my best yet, and I look forward to more people seeing it in person at various shows. I was just discussing with my brother actually about the various shows it's going to this year. I can get a list up here of the confirmed ones anyway. So confirmed so far is 11th of April. It's going to be in Norwich at Hellesden High School, Middleton's Lane. It will be there for the one-day show. Should be my last long-distance one-day show. That soon, hopefully, you still be here. Thank you very much, Daz. Yes, I'm looking to go to about 6:30 UK time, because then I've got to have some food before my counselling appointment at 8 o'clock. But yeah, no, no. Um, and then it's 31st of May. It will be at the one-day show Monorail Crew, which is the one some of you might know is organised by Jason and Barnabas Junction, and others within the community, and it's really great that he's giving a fellow YouTuber an opportunity to get the layout out on the circuit a bit more. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then on the 27th of June, it's at Covrail in Coventry. So yes, it's got those. Those are confirmed. The ones I'm awaiting confirmation for are the Spa Valley Monorail show, which is the 14th and 15th of March, and the 2nd and 3rd of May, which is the Severn Valley Monorail show at the Engine House at Highley. So I'm still waiting to hear back on those two. I'm going to have to give them a bit of a nudge, I think, because need to get things sorted out, and particularly with the Spa Valley being Tunbridge Wells, the other side of London from me. It's 2 hours to get to London. it's 3 hours or so to get there. It's a bit like going to the Norwich one. I just need to know because I want to try and get the Friday booked off, and obviously there's hotels to be sorted and stuff. So for me, so I'd like to know sooner or later on that one if I can, especially as it's relatively close to us. And I am helping to exhibit a layout on the 25th and 26th of April at the NEC. This is in Ishinaka, which is owned by some new friends of mine, relatively speaking, new friends of mine, and I helped operate that layout at the NEC in November. I'll be there for both days with them this time, and I'm really looking forward to that too. I think it's a whole new world. Is this Monorail exhibitions and tending with layouts. So yeah, it's enough to keep a little chap busy. But yes, I do need to make a flyer as well, apparently, for the layout that sort of has how many operators it needs, space, and so on, that exhibition managers can pick up and take and look around with. I've just noticed that someone's disappeared. So I just disappeared off the Discord. But yes. So hopefully by then it will be far more complete. Where that This is the only thing about using a headset for a microphone, isn't it? Is you can't really stand up and do things because I'm limited by the distance that my headset will go. So yes, have I got a pointy thing that I can use to point with? Have I got a blunt thing I could use to point with? Have I got anything? Aha! Of course I've got something I can use to point with. Ha 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 ha. 1 second. Hee 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 hee. Of course, my bamboo katana. Or Nichirin, actually, this one is, because it's Demon Slayer sword. But yes, so pointy thing prepared. So there might be a little bit of delay on this. Hopefully it's not too bad. But where this cherry blossom is here, there's this gap between the two buildings. That will be the location for a house. They're due in this month. So yes, hopefully that house then will go into there. I do have some stuff I want to do over here. I need to get more trees and things, but that's sort of a bit less urgent, as it were. Because there's meant to be way more trees at this end of the layout over here than there are currently. It's very important to repair pointy things. You definitely don't want pointy things being left in a bad shape when you cannot point. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Yes, it's why the world's gone mad, because people won't look after pointy things. There's just no care and respect these days. But yes, so yeah, I've got those to go in. Obviously, get the house lit as well. Obviously, for those who I've managed to bore to death with my recent videos, the couplings are being changed on my Kato trains to the Knuckles, which is quite a big project. I managed to give myself another job in my most recent video about returning the original D51-200 that's running here on the outer track, the track closest to you, to its former glory. It's funny because I seem to remember the video or the stream when I changed it to this, I called it a Peacock No More. But yes, I think really it should go back into the box with the SR Yamaguchi as it originally came. I mean, it's the exact same model as the one that's in there, the exact same one. But that's why I've got a case with D51-200 on it, because it's the exact same one. But yeah, I think that would be right. And it's going to be interesting actually, returning the paint scheme back to what it was. And getting the SR Yamaguchi headboard on the front and so on. We do have more work to do on the Yamaguchi as well, because C57-1 I don't believe has a headboard, and I'd like to get a headboard on that. So yes, there's a lot to do, but layout wise, it is mostly the couple of buildings and that, and then obviously there's more figures coming. Not obviously, but there are more figures coming, including including our Shrine Maiden, who's now the mascot, Hinako. Which basically means Foxfire. Is it Foxfire? No, Firefox Child is and apparently it is a genuine Japanese girl's name. So it seemed to work really well, that one. So yeah, she will be added as well. That'd be tricky, wouldn't it? Return it to the repair scheme. It could be. I've noticed in places my paint that I painted over it with is coming away. So it might be some careful cleaning with a cotton bud and a little bit of diluted IPA, just gently try and take my paint away and reveal its former glory underneath. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's not going to be easy. There's probably going to be some bits where I'm going to have to reapply white or gold to it at very least, in some places. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a project. And obviously, if it doesn't quite work out, then the whole thing gets painted black again, and it stays as it is. That's the worst outcome, I suppose. In this one, fortunately, it's not the Plan B scheme, which we call it currently wearing, is not exactly a difficult one, fortunately. But yes, yes. So say lots to do, and the bit that sounds like I'm going to sound like I'm boasting is obviously talking about pre-orders. There are a number to come in this month. Slightly worryingly, um, it's something I'm going to have to go and check. And to be honest, have a quick look while we're here now. But is to see if there's any release dates for February for the stuff coming out from Tomics, because obviously they say February, and that can be. They've changed our payday, so it's not the last working day of the month anymore. It's now during the month, so our month has shifted slightly. But obviously, it means things can be. When it says February, it can be either before that date or after it. So I'm just going to see if there is a update on any of the stuff that I'm expecting. So let's do it. Let's do it. Do it live. So we are looking for. Okay, it is literally just these three. 97213. 97213. There it is. Just says February 2026. So no fixed date on that one yet. I mean, looking at some of the stuff here, 23rd to the 30th. New products came in from the 23rd. Reproductions were earlier, so that's a new one. So that's coming in. That might mean it's afterwards. This one here, 9018. Oh, that's March. We've gone well past it there. Did I say 18? I did. Ha 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 ha. What was the information room on that one? What's that one? What's that mean? Prototype photos. Cool. And finally, we don't actually have the. I don't actually have the what's it for that one to hand. Let's have a quick look. Come on. Where's its product number? Why haven't I put it in here? It is 98576. Ooh, okay. Let's add that in while I'm looking at it. 98576, yes. So, 98576. Trying to look for that one now. 98576. There it is. February 2026. So it could be any time. I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on when things are due out. When Yes, so it could mean that some things are not till after the next pay event and make things slightly less squeaky bum. But alternatively, some items will be before. But yeah, yeah. And then from there on, there's nowhere near the amount that there were. But we've got some very exciting things coming. I think they're very exciting. Not so much, I don't think, for some of you. Some of you might find them interesting. I think the stuff that's coming soon, it's a lot of older stuff, so the colours aren't so bright and that. It's a lot more sort of the palette we're seeing here. It's the grape livery. In fact, actually, Hitayoshi is not a great example of that because it's darker than regular grape. That's the Kishu special colours. It's the same. I believe it's the same. It might be slightly darker than the what's on the 7 stars in Kishu land cruise train. It's quite a dark livery, that one. I think it is actually dark, But yes, it's blacks and blacks and browns and things. So it's not the most exciting in some regards color palette. But such as the item that came into stock yesterday and is preparing for shipping now. Though I'm not going to be able to do an awful lot with it straight away, I don't think, because I noticed I failed to order the bit to convert the trailer car into a normal item of rolling stock. These things come as static models, so you then buy a chassis and some other bits too if you want to convert them into running items. But it's a complete unit, but it's 2 single car units that were brought together to make a new class. But it means that the one car is actually longer than the other one. So yeah, they might be interesting in that regard, but they're not. Let's say they're not as shiny and nice as some of the stuff. But after that, oh boy, have I got some cool color schemes coming in for you folks. One with the baseball team, the Cebu Lions, all down it. All that decorated for that, which is really cool because my mum and my brother are really into their baseball, and it's something that made me think, it's cool. It's something I can run and think of them as well. I've got a Pokemon train coming. I've got all sorts of really cool trains and really cool colours coming. So bear with on the few darker ones. I'll try and give a bit of history again with each one, just because it gives a bit more context to it, and I learn a bit as well. So it's always good. Just ordered a Loco from 2025 from an American shop that's not in stock in the USA, but it's in stock over in Europe. So hopefully not too. Oh, fingers crossed. Then that'd be awesome to see. I need to catch up with videos and that. Anthony knows better than a lot, and we've discussed talking about this thing, and it's only really, I think there's only Anthony. Is it Anthony and Joyce watching in a minute? So hello, both. But we discussed talking about mental health issues and that, and how it, hopefully you can help others as well, and that sort of thing. If you talk about it more openly, and yeah, not been great of recent. I've been really struggling. The EF15 I had for 2 days before I was able to open it. I just had a total wall in my head when I came back from my phased return to work each day. So it's really as it takes as it comes. But I will catch up with YouTube. I now need to catch up with Anthony. I need to catch up with Dino. I need to make sure I watch Daz's videos as well. And there's been this Japanese content creators I haven't seen videos from for a while, just because I've just been so wiped after the social interaction. It's not the work, it's the social interaction. But, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. Well, because I have to get there, because the big thing is that after August time is when I start saving in earnest to actually go to Japan. I'm determined to go to Japan before I turn 40. So it gets about 3 years or so. I think we worked it out, didn't we, Anthony? It's about 3 years or so to go there. There's a load of places I want to make sure I get to. I need to make sure I treat this as if this is the only time I potentially ever get there. I'm hoping it won't be, but just in case, there's places I absolutely have to go and see things. Like D51-200, I cannot leave the country without seeing it. in Steam or not. But yes, so and obviously there's a lot to do to build myself up there. I've got to get used to. Obviously, it's going to help with the shows, getting used to staying in hotels, different types of hotels, and things like that. And the time management therein. The next plan from there will be to go to Europe. And experience a foreign holiday, and then Japan. So yes, D51. Oh, absolutely, yes, yes. I've got to see as many of them as possible, especially 200, of course, at the Kyoto Aero Museum, or fingers crossed on SL Yamaguchi. Depends what's running by then, because I've got a feeling that C57-1 may not be far off being ready to haul at Yamaguchi again, which wouldn't be too awful on the basis. I mean, as much as I love all the D51 videos, for the fans of the C57, it's been a while since it was seen on that service. So yes, they've done a really big job on that. It's looking super. Probably one of those things where it's better than the day it was built, really, because they've had more time and that to do it. But yes, super looking forward to the idea, and some of the other things. I'm looking at which trains I'd need to take to go to various places, and one of the, I think it is to go to Kyoto, to go to the museum there. I would be getting the Shinkansen that is the one that goes past Mount Fuji. On that bridge, the videos and photos you see of Shinkansens where you've got Mount Fuji in the background, it's iconic. It's the shot. It's the one that goes on that route. So it's like, that's going to be really cool. Cause it's going to be early morning departure for me as well. So it's going to look really cool. We're going past that. Try and make sure I get a window seat on that side with Mount Fuji, so I can see it. I'm sure I'll see it through the windows even if I'm sat on the other side though. But it'd be great to get a little bit of film or something, or photograph or something like that, or both, as we go past it. So that'd be awesome. But yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. Trip overseas this year, it's scuttled at the moment. Joyce is very nervous about travel right now because of the social climate. Yeah, yeah, I can only sympathise. Yeah. Um, I can only sympathise. I can't begin to imagine how you both must feel at the moment. Yes, I shall simply say I hope things change and fast for the better, for the good people of America. But yes, hopefully I've put that right enough. But yes, but yeah, suffice to say, there's enough of us that I've spoken to here in this country that know that there's you do exist. We see you. UK's too expensive. Joseph is everything's happening in blocking us from travel and how we be treated over in Germany. Say hopefully sympathetic, as yeah, hopefully sympathetic. Um, I mean, I'm sure a quick social media check would see that you're both quite safe to be let into the country, into there. So hopefully, fingers crossed, something can be sorted out. But no, I am so sorry. It's nothing I've done. It's nothing I can do about it. But I'm still super sorry about it. But yeah, yes, they indeed are. Those views of Fuji are amazing, and the great thing with it, of course, is that I have had a layout idea for that. People keep asking me for bullet trains on when I've had this layout out and about, and obviously the various streams over the years. I know, obviously, I do have Shinkansen. Um, I have had a layout idea with that scene in mind, and trying to recreate that scene as an exhibition layout. Just have have Shinkansens that never see that track in real life, but just have various ones set up at the back to send round and just give people the iconic view of Fuji. Um, with the Shinkansen sort of ticking two boxes at once for a lot of what people expect. But yeah, it did come to mind. But yeah, it's it's definitely something's definitely tickled my brain and got me firing. Got it firing on it. It's nice to be able to look forward to something again, even if it's just future projects on the layout, as it were. Because as I say, till very recently, I did have that big block in the way of not being able to do much. That's why not lots happened scenery wise. The F86 got mounted up. I do need to put myself a little marker in its spot so I know where to put it if I want to put it back in. But ultimately, really, the aeroplane I want flying over this layout permanently, which will be removable for transport purposes, is the YS11, which is apart from the engines, it's entirely Japanese, and post the Second World War as well. So it's it has no connotations. I do have a flying boat here that is firmly in the Second World War, but yeah. Right, I should mute the microphone just for a moment while I have a sip of my tea. I've been wittering for so long that it actually started to go cold, so I downed the lot. But yes. Now, I hope you managed to get a foreign holiday in somewhere, Anthony. I really do hope that. And of course, I'll be in work again this Wednesday. Because I'm doing a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. And hopefully, I should. I'm wanting at this point in time. I am wanting to be available for our usual chat. Say if I hadn't been like an Oni with a sore head last week, I'd have had the chat then as well. But I just thought, yeah, it's no good being a grumpy guts on a chat, is it? Especially with someone that only really wants to be friendly to you and that as well. She wants to wait and see what happens. I mean, US or Canada, but if not the UK, I want Germany. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. I think back. I know it's you know. Don't get me wrong. It's not the same set of circumstances at all. I'm not alluding it is, but I do think back to when I gave the German guy a lift from the air show. It was cancelled early, and he was starting to worry about booking a taxi. We'd been talking beforehand, and I gave him a lift to the train railway station to help him out. And he said on the way, he said a Swedish car, and you're helping out a German national. You didn't vote for Brexit, did you? I said nope. I'm glad it's that obvious, you know. But he said something about that situation. He said, we know not all wanted to do that and that sort of thing. It is appreciated. That's at that time. So I'd hope that the same attitude is presented upon, you know, you'd only have to talk to you and Joyce for half a second. I feel to work out you're not the type. But yeah. Yes, hopefully this Wednesday. Yes, I'm going to try and make sure that do it. Um, make sure we do it because it'd be good to chat. Absolutely. I'm on hold with the Fallow car, waiting for some stuff to come in, but I have been repairing some lighting, and now the Delmenhorst side is back. Oh, fantastic! Fantastic. Yes, I really say I really need to catch up because I need to watch all your catalogue ones as well. I did start watching the Joef and so on one, but I sort of saw the bits I wanted to and forgot to comment. So really sorry, I need to go back and put a comment on that one. Yes, which is a handy little segue for me into European Rails because, folks, I know he doesn't like me to say that he's giving me advice, so I'll say Anthony has been very kindly been my sounding board for ideas and helping point me in the right direction when I've been trying to read instruction manuals and so on, or work out what type of decoder a loco's got or something. And you know, I'm not doing a continental layout. That is still something that is going to happen in the future. For now, I've got my train sets I can run my trains on. I was trying to say in the video earlier on, I can run my trains on, and basically I just don't want to feel there's any time or effort wasted by you, Anthony, particularly, or anyone else that's offered any assistance to me with it. My well, I'll give it its German classification. My class 52 is still sat here in my room. You know, usually these things go in the loft if I'm not of lose interest. So is my Prussian G8, both in Belgian livery, obviously. You know, and my rolling stock's all here as well. So, you know, and I can set up a track on the table. I can go and invade the dining table downstairs and set up a track and run them for a bit. Like I say, something just really clicked in my mind with the Japanese stuff again for a bit. So I'm just following what's tickling it. You know, as it is to try and keep the what's the good one? Is it dopamine? Keep that flowing. Whatever the good one is, keep that flowing. So that I'm yeah in the best place I can be, I suppose. But yeah. Oh wow, is it? Ah, cool. Got plenty of time. So it almost feel like I should swap out the trains or something for you, but I sort of thought, oh, I sit here, then I can chat on the headset more. But yeah, plus the fact that freight train is going to take a while to put away. Actually, it shouldn't do. It shouldn't do. It really shouldn't do. But yeah, it's the trouble, isn't it, when you've got no storage sidings to put park trains in. I can't sort of set one up in a siding and lay it out. Something to bear in mind when I do my my bigger layout, I suppose. Excuse me. But yes, yes, it's so the new layout that would be sitting where this one is currently, and will be the main. I mean, I did like to have them both running during the stream, but mainly during mainstream one and one for use for videos. Whereas this one will sit for most of the time, not being used as such, but mostly there for exhibitions then, and or running earlier Showa era or Steam era stuff. Sessions like, oh, I say like this one, but only the outer track really is in era. The inner track is quite a modern train comparatively, weirdly. But yes, the new one that will sit here is going to be very much more, I think, more of a cityscape than countryside. It's going to be a new challenge for me. I've never done a cityscape before. Obviously, up to date, current Japan. Overhead wires in place for electric trains to run with the pantographs up. Well, the catenary poles will be there. The actual wires won't be, because, as I understand it, you can cause yourself a right mischief with if the wire isn't as smooth as possible, and the pantograph catches a bit. It can cause quite an issue. So yeah, just have the suggestion of. Um, I'm hoping to have a yard of some sort on there, so I'll have somewhere to store the odd train or two. A bit more than just the 2 tracks this has got. Um, but yes, it's the baseboards that have been a long time coming. They're going to be longer than this. Where you can see that polystyrene in the far corner there, all that's going to be got rid of, and it will go from where I'm sitting over here right over to that far wall. So it's going to be a lot longer run as well. So some of the bigger trains should look a bit better. The only thing I don't think I'm going to be able to do is have I wanted to use the super elevated curves, is it? The ones that are banked for the trains. I thought that would look really cool, but I don't think I'm going to be able to fit those corners in. It might have to be the same type corners still, but yeah, I'll see. I'll have a play. And the idea, hopefully, will be to have, at the very least, a standard track and trams operating. Increase that. I'd like to add moving buses to that with the Tomica system, and if possible, a separate raised Shinkansen track would also be kind of cool. A double track. So potentially you could have 2 trams moving, at least 1 bus, if not a couple, and Shinkansens and regular trains all on the move at once. So quite a busy layout, a lot going on, and I think that would really tickle my brain quite nicely if I could have that much moving at once. Obviously, not an exhibition layout; it'd be purely for home, but those are the elements I'd like to bring together. And I have the dimensions of the baseboard, so really I could actually start messing around in any rail and that. But it's always fine with the Unitrack. It's actually easier to play with it in person. And for the trams, I'll be using the Unitram system. And I will get some of the Kato trams because I think they are really nice. There's one in. Is that in Kyoto or Hiroshima? It's one of the two. I think it's in Hiroshima, which is actually a tram from. It's from Germany. Hanover. Is it Hanover? Is it Hanover? Let's have a quick Google, a quick search. Historic German tram, Type 200, cast 238 on the Hiroshima Electric Railway, gifted by Hanover in 1989 to commemorate their sister city relationship. Manufactured in 1950 by Duwag, it is used, or Duvag, I suppose. Duvag, it'd be manufactured by them in 1950. It's used for special events, offering featuring Hanover greets Hiroshima signage. Which would be Kato produces an engaged N-scale model of it. So yes, I would love to get that one running on it as well, because then, like the baseball train, it's something I can look at and think of Anthony and Joyce, and that. So that's that's the next big plan there. And again, all the buildings will have lights in them. There's still going to be supernatural things, yokai involved, because the series of Gegege no Kitaro that I've been watching is from 2018 and is set in modern day Japan. So there's a good reference there for how yokai and modern Japan could interact with each other. So we'll have the odd thing here and there, and some other references as well, because as the new channel tagline thing is, the words written by Kato-san on my SAO Yamaguchi box, always remember to have fun, and that's what I'm going to do with this. So yes, it really will be fun having. I mean, potentially, if I got the Shinkansen, if I did manage to get the Shinkansen and everything else working on there, if with both layouts under operation at the same time, could actually have 2, 4, 6. Hang on. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 rail-mounted vehicles running at the same time, and then the buses, however many buses I get working. That could be quite cool. The noise of all the wheels is going to be quite something. But I'm sure you're familiar with that already, Anthony, aren't you? With the mass train setup you have there. But hey, it's all part of the experience, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with it at all. Yeah, I think that could be quite fun. Having the having a stream where I've got cameras set up on both layouts. Off we go, setting trains off, and I wouldn't feel the need to change them out because separate between streams, just because we're with eight rail vehicles on the move at the same time. That'd be quite a lot as it was. I've also got ideas for diorama boards. I'm going to be looking at trying to create a easy to put together standard diorama board that can be used as a sort of a T-track setup, I suppose. Not sure where I'm going to put that one, whether it will be in here or not. I thought it'd be cool to have it in here, just so I can create some different scenes that I want to. As I'm sort of collecting trains from the Origara Railway a little bit, without intending to initially, then intentionally. As I realised, you can actually get most of that railway company's trains. This is where Thomas the tank engine lives in Japan. Including Thomas, you can get the Thomas. Also, I've got one, but again, that's another one I'd like to look at doing. So yes, I think sort of like a simple one-track loop. That then I've got a board so I can sort of slot out in the middle, so I can have different scenes, different ones on there that I'd like. And then run another train, and potentially that could be another one we show on the stream if it's all in here. But I'm not going to get too ahead of myself with that one. But at the very least, I'd like to have the diorama board on display so I could just display a couple of trains on it. Static, having a bit of a diorama piece, at least in that regard. But yes, come up with a sort of standard baseboard style for that. And provide the instructions and the details on how to construct it and that, so that, and have the details that show, maybe have one of those boards on show, so that others can then use it to create their own modular setups at home. It's one of the biggest things about Tsurunomichi. It sits on top of a chest of drawers, and that's what I keep. You have got a room for a layout. It doesn't have to be Japanese. You could use this basic track plan and put a British train on it. You could put a German train on it. You could put a French one, an American one, a Canadian one. But it's all about how you do the scenery. and I'm really pleased with how much that temple building, the pagoda style one in the background, really does set the scene a lot more than maybe some of the others at the first glance do. It's one of the reasons why I'm such a big fan of this house. It's quite close to the camera. Here, because again, it's very, very in style regionally. But yeah, you know, it's I mean, still have people guessing if it was Germany, despite this being on the front. It was funny because one of the people that did think it was Germany, the person they were visiting the show with then said, "Are you sure about that?" and pointed to that. So I was like, "Ah, good, I'm glad someone noticed it." But yeah, even the scenery can be used for multiple views since fake trees are already. Exactly, yeah, exactly, yeah. And indeed, I mean, because as I keep saying in my videos, I am somewhat of a Kato fanboy. They can do very little wrong in my eyes. I am very tempted, and it's in my plans at some point, whether this year or I'd like it to be this year, to be honest, because one of them I'd like to actually get before it's too late to get them. Is I'd like to get 2 of their British trains that they're coming out with, or have come out with. And again, because I like things I can sit and think about friends and family with, I know Anthony really likes the Azumas. The AI Zooms, and that's one of the ones I'd like to get. I'd like the one that I want to make sure I try and get before it sells out everywhere would be the Paddington Bear one for Great Western, the 800. But again, we can run them on here because they fit in the fact that they're Kato, but also it just demonstrates that the layout could quite easily be used for British trains if you want. And I'd actually own 2 British Engage trains again, which would be really weird, but for me. But yeah. The one I would like, and it would be a no-brainer to get in that range that I'd add as a third, would be if they did the Avanti West Coast. Is it the 805? I don't know. I don't pretend to know, but it's the same style as the Great Western one and the Azuma, but it's the one that runs on my local rail main line. But I see those more and more, and it's the one thing I get. I allow myself to get excited when I see them. It's like, it's Japanese built. It's the closest I get apart from the Shinkansen in York Railway Museum. Oh, sorry, I should also add, yes, of course, I need to make a trip there at some point. The Welshbourne and Llanfair Light Railway in Wales has got. I'm sure that's the right one. But they've got a diesel loco from Taiwan. I want to say originated. It worked, and they brought it from there. But that was made by Mitsubishi, so that's a Japanese diesel. So that's another one I could go and see. But yes, so apart from that, the only thing I get to see regularly are these Hitachi built units, the Azumas, the 800s, and the LWR, the Avanti West Coast ones. So yes, I do allow myself to get excited when I see those because it's just like, oh, I don't get to see my trains very often. But yeah, so I understand they're adding more. I think they're doing a Lumio. Is it Lumio, a Lumo livery, which is quite a colourful one, isn't it? I think that livery is quite colourful, and I might struggle to say no to those as well. But yeah, trouble is the cost is slightly different, and I don't believe they let me ship. I don't think they're allowed to be shipped to me from Japan, where I can get it for more reasonable amounts. But hey ho, it is Lumo, is it? There we are. That's how deep into this Japanese train thing I am. I'm now having to be given information on British trains by an American who models German trains. There we are, folks. No, they are very much like the ICE3s. Yes, yes, I do agree there. They are very, very stylish. I think very nice, yeah. Oh, righto, sir. Yes. Where are we at? Yeah, I've only got about half an hour at most anyway myself, so yeah, before I must go and sort out my din-dins. But yeah. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, you know. I think that's wonderful. um I mean, it's an interesting change, I suppose, in my persona over the years. Is I mean, even doing the Japanese stuff, I was very much, no, I like the Steam stuff. I need more Steam, 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 Steam. I will get the odd modern thing. I'll let Steam, Steam, Steam. I've got more modern trains now than I have Steam trains. Uh, they're colourful. I like them, but it's something I never would have considered before. And even looking at the UK stuff, like getting it, saying about getting an Azuma and everything, and it'd been like, oh, I might get one, but I might get a Steam engine as well. And it's like, no, I'll stick with Kato and get one of each of theirs. Or at least one of the. Yeah, because I think the Azumas are really gorgeous on the livery, and I've seen a few. I saw one of the special ones. Was it one celebrating 100 years of LNER or something like that? I saw that one in person at York Railway Station, um, and it would be, yeah, you know, it'd be cool to get. And also as the link, and then I don't know if it's a bit weird they haven't in a way. I don't know if Kato is going to be bringing out the Japanese version of the same unit, but I'd have to get one of those in as well. Um, but yes, and it's not that I don't love Steam as much as I did. It's just that I'm more open-minded, I suppose, to the more recent trains. I absolutely adore the colours on the different colours on the Japanese ones. Some of the stylings are so fantastic, and I resisted Shinkansens for so long because I sort of felt they went whiz, 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 and that was sort of all they did, and they didn't do. Excuse me, it didn't do an awful lot for me, and also because they weren't 3'6" with the rest of the system. Well, with the system I was modelling largely. Resistant, but now I've got Shinkansens coming in. I've got two here already, and one more, two more pre-order now. One more pre-order, two more. Yeah, and I'm happy because I now feel I can slot into the position of just enjoying it. You know, not worrying too much about it. I mean, yes, in a minute we've got two different eras running. We've got a train from the 60s, I'd say, the D51's freight train, and one from the 2010s into early 2020s. Because it wasn't until the cracked frame was discovered that they started putting diesel on the back more regularly of Esso Hitayoshi. So um, yeah, and I know on its last runs, the steam engine was providing a whistle, whereas the diesel was actually doing all the work because they didn't want to risk it too much. But yeah, yeah. So say I'm hoping to go again next Monday. It might not be dead on 5 because I'll finish at 5. Not no next Monday I can. Next Monday I can. No, go from 5 unless it all depends on when my counseling's fitted in. If it's going to be the same time every Monday, then that's fine. We'll just have to do a few where they don't quite start at 5. But once that counselling period's done, I'll be looking to run them at 8 o'clock on Mondays. But the next one will have Shinkansens. There'll be a Shinkansen session. Now, regrettably, I've missed the pre-order deadline. I did want to put a order in for the Evangelion liveried cab car of the 500 series. Now with it, I doubt these are going to stick around long in stock anywhere. But if I can pick one up after the fact, I will. They are first car display. It's like a collection that Tomics do. First car museum or something like that. And they have a little block that it's going to come with a piece of track to sit on. They have a little block that stops them moving on the track, but you can unscrew that and use it. And I was going to just put one at the head of my 500 series. But yeah, I unfortunately missed that deadline, and they are due out within this next month, which is a little bit tight as it is. So I thought, yeah, it's probably a good job I can't. But if I can pick one up, I will do that. It won't be in time for next stream though. But no, we'll get a Shinkansen. We'll get a Shinkansen session next. And really, that car should run with a full train in that livery. And I just hope that this means that Tomics might be using this first car museum one as a gauging how popular it is, with a view to bring the full thing out. I've still not watched the series that the train's coloured for. I have it to watch, and I really should watch it. But it's yeah, there are ones available. They start at about £600 on eBay. They are not cheap. I'm watching a couple of the full sets, but yeah. But once I've watched the series, at least watched one season of it, I feel a bit more justified in owning one. Not for that money though. Not for that money. So hopefully they're using it to gauge popularity and doing another run on it. I think it would be super to see another run of it. And if they do, I'm definitely going to put it on order. Regardless of if I watch the series, I'll watch the series in the meantime. But yes, yeah, like you say, hopefully I can find a spare one or something, one that hasn't sold, and pick it up at least. Because it'd be cool to have it on the front of the 500 series in case they don't re-release it as a whole train. But yeah, so yeah, we'll have Shinkansens next time. Look forward to that already. Actually, it's going to be quite fun. I got a note to say my couplings have dispatched from Train Tracks, so yeah, it's actually quite a good. What was it £3.60 for a pack of 20, which obviously does 10 vehicles, because 2 per. It's not going to cost an awful lot to get there. It's actually a really reasonable rate, which proves that there are some things that being able to buy from them makes life a lot easier. Because that would be, I always put £20 on the postage from Japan because that's usually what it roughly is, and that makes them for some very expensive couplings if you're doing that way. Yeah, the Evangelion Shinkansen is a huge cost, and that was one of the funny things when I was helping run Ishinaka was because obviously that layout's for sale, and obviously, but that layout is for sale, was for sale. I don't know if it still is or not at the moment. But people ask if it comes with the stock, and I don't know. It comes with the lighting rig, all the scenery, and then the controller as well. Oh, we can include that purple one or something. Like, yeah, with the asking price of this, that purple one is over almost half of what this costs. So, no. Yeah, I'm just really happy I've been able to play with one. Unfortunately, that layout's not quite long enough to do a full rake, but yeah. So yes, I mean, and also tell your friends. If you want to see us in a better quality, tell your friends. Let's get up to that 50 subscribers. I don't usually like to do please make sure you subscribe. But if we get up to that 50, then I can do it from the phone, and it will be a better quality. And a full anger rather than this slightly fuzzy square that we've got. But I'll schedule that stream well ahead of time so it can be shared around a few places as well. But yeah, we can have a bit of fun then with Shinkansens. A lot going on, really, isn't there? A lot going on, which is what I kind of need because of the situation with work and the pay and everything with that. I'm not going to be doing much at weekends or otherwise in my spare time. So if I can fill it up with projects on locos and couplings and things like that, then I shall. It's for the best. It's for the better. Right, where are we at? 1806. Okie dokie. But I think it's run alright. It seems to be, YouTube Studios told me excellent connection throughout the whole thing so far. I know there's not been many people in. I saw we had someone briefly there that went again. Whether that's accurate, I don't know. Anthony, very kindly, you've been stuck with me for the entire thing. Yes, hopefully once we hit that magic 50 subs, then we can. It should be a better quality all round. Schedule so free, but I have routines. My schedule revolves around when I watch. Fair play, yeah. That's appreciated. She was off because the weather had Joyce home a lot. Ah, fair play. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, it's appreciated. It's appreciated. Thank you, and thank you for putting up with me and my wittering for the past hour or so. It's appreciated. It really is. It's nice feeling some sense of normality again. Feeling able to do a stream again. Because I've wanted to, but it's not been always something I've actually been able to do. Again, those blockers in the way. But yeah. Yeah. And obviously the beauty is that obviously both of these have run so nicely throughout the entire thing. Very different to the old Sakura Dentra, isn't it? Very, very different. Wow. I feel like I've run out of steam on what to talk about. So it's possibly not a bad idea, as it was only a test this week. If I suppose might well call it there then. So I shall say, arigato gozaimashita. Take care, all. It's been a pleasure being able to talk to you all. If you watch this after the fact, thank you very much. Hopefully, you give us a good rating, and if you aren't already, do think about clicking that subscribe button. As other channels do say, it is free, but it would help. This will generally help the quality go up as well, because say that's all I'm looking for is to get to that 50 subs, and then I can stream from the phone, and yeah, it should all get a bit better. It is hard to keep it going, isn't it? Yes. So yeah, I'll go and get my din sorted. Right. Till next time, then. I shall say sayonara and all the best. And always remember to have fun.